Well, at this time, let's bring in a military veteran, Awal Abdullahi Aliyu. He joins us live via Skype for more on the security situation in the country. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 10. Well, call it whatever name. Kidnapping, banditry, insurgency, whatever at all you call it, insecurity is on the rise. What exactly is going on? If you can hear me, Mr. Aliyu, I'm asking what you make of all that is going on. Is it that the security operatives are helpless, overwhelmed? What actually is going on?
No, it wouldn't be right to say that the security operatives are helpless. The security operatives cannot be helpless because they are trained to face whatever challenges that come their way. They are trained to actually overcome whatever challenges. But the reality is, I would say that there are a lot of challenges, and like you know, the armed forces, to be precise, is being saturated. Members of the armed forces are saturated. They are almost everywhere in Nigeria, fighting one security challenge or the other. Like you rightly put, from banditry to kidnapping to Boko Haram to secessionists, if you like, to the issue of IPOB, to ESN, to the issue of Odua, and what have you. So it is everywhere, all over the country. Don't forget, the Nigerian Armed Forces, or the members of the Nigerian Armed Forces, are trained to face external aggression against Nigeria, not internal aggression or operation. Mostly, the police and other security agencies are supposed to handle issues that have to do with internal security. But because the police and other security agencies are overwhelmed by the numerous security challenges and problems across the Federation, that was why the armed forces or members of the armed forces had to come in order to assist in fighting internal security. So ordinarily, I repeat, it is not the responsibility of the armed forces, but because the internal security fighters, the police and others, cannot withstand the pressure and the firepower of the security challenges we are having, that was why the armed forces are brought. And then, like you know, if you like, you can say overwhelmed. Well, to an extent, they are overwhelmed because they are everywhere. And then it is more like a guerrilla warfare that is being taking place in Nigeria.
All right, Mr. Aliyu, at this stage now, it's good to dissect the situation, but more importantly, we need to arrive at a solution because we're losing people and you never can tell who the next person would actually be. So what would you suggest? Some have talked about the carrot approach, the stick approach. In some places, the carrot approach, largely, it hasn't actually worked. And for instance, you have in Kaduna State, the governor says he would not negotiate with bandits. But then we also see what has happened to people kidnapped, students kidnapped from that state. What would you suggest we do as lasting solution?
Well, the reality is I go with the Kaduna State governor and government. If you negotiate with bandits, you give them more powers, because when you negotiate, you pay them money, and a lot of money. And they use that same money to purchase more weapons to fight the government of the state or across the federation, and even infringing the national security. So it is not too good to say that you want to go negotiating with bandits, kidnappers, or Boko Haram members, or any insecurity problem. I don't think it's a wise decision, but then there should be a technically advanced method of ensuring that no life is lost, because every life is very, very precious, and it's also the responsibility of the government, both at the state and the national level, to protect lives and properties of the citizens of the state or that of the federation. So the government, both the government of the state and the government in the center, needed to synergize and come together along with the security agencies to work out modalities on how to handle this situation without life being lost, which is very, very difficult. And that is the reason why a lot of people are looking at the negotiation as the only way out. But I don't see it as a way out. If you're in the security system, you know that negotiation should be the last thing that will come. If all effort tried has failed before you begin to think of negotiating. And I have told you the dangers of negotiating with bandits, kidnappers, or members of the Boko Haram or any other security challenge structure. It will empower them because you are giving them money. They needed those money to buy more weapons and to attack both the citizens and even the government itself. Do you also ask of if there's any way out of this general security problem? If you are, like you asked me, I have 3 suggestions for the government. First is that the government needed to do a massive recruitment of able-bodied and patriotic Nigerians to give them technically and technologically advanced training on how to fight guerrilla warfare and any other security challenge that is coming. I repeat, massive recruitment of able-bodied patriotic Nigerians to receive technically and technologically advanced special training on how to fight guerrilla warfare.
All right, Mr. Ali, I'd like you to quickly rush through the other 2 suggestions you have because we're running out of time.
Yes, the other 2 suggestions is, as you are doing that, you also can bring out the members of the police and the civil defense to give them that special training the military are having, or special training on how to fight guerrilla warfare, technically and technologically kind of training, an advanced one for that matter. The third one is the need to create a sister security agency like the National Guard. Across the world, if you go to US, you go to other countries, you have the special guard, you have the National Guard. Those are supposed to be trained to face seriously internal security.
Mr. Ali, I must sincerely appreciate you for your contributions on TVC News at 10. Military veteran Awal Abdullahi Ali, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.